You open your laptop. You have one thing to do, one important thing. And within 4 minutes, you are watching a video about how pencils are made, you've reorganized your desktop icons, you've checked your phone twice, and you're now genuinely considering whether you need a snack. The thing is still there, waiting. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet but persistent voice is telling you that you are lazy, undisciplined, and fundamentally broken. Here's the truth. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are running software that was never designed for spreadsheets, deadlines, or tax returns. And once you understand what's actually happening inside your brain when you procrastinate, you'll never call yourself lazy again. Let's start with what procrastination actually is, because it's not what most people think. It is not a time management problem. It is not laziness. Research from psychologist Fuchsia Siroas at the University of Sheffield shows that procrastination is fundamentally an emotion regulation problem. When you look at a task and feel stress, dread, boredom, or self-doubt, your brain does exactly what it was built to do. It moves you away from the thing causing the negative emotion, not toward Netflix, away from the discomfort. Netflix is just what's there. Here's where your ancient brain comes in. 200,000 years ago, your ancestor didn't have a to-do list. They had two types of things in the world: immediate threats that needed handling right now and everything else. The brain that evolved to keep them alive was brilliant at responding to immediate, concrete, visible danger. A predator in the grass, a rival at the camp, a storm on the horizon. These were real. These were now. These demanded action. But a tax return due in 3 weeks, a project with a vague deadline, a difficult conversation you keep putting off, these are abstract, future, invisible. And to the ancient part of your brain, abstract future threats barely register at all. Neuroscientist and behavioral economist Hal Hershfield at UCLA ran studies showing that when people think about their future selves, their brains treat that future person more like a stranger than like themselves. Brain scans showed that imagining your future self activates similar neural patterns to imagining a completely different person. So when you tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow, your brain is not lying to you. It is genuinely handing the task off to someone it doesn't really know. Someone else's problem, not yours, not today. And then there's the immediate mood fix. When you turn away from the task, you feel better. Immediately. That relief is real. Psychologist Timothy Seikel at Carleton University, one of the world's leading researchers on procrastination, has shown that procrastination delivers a genuine short-term emotional reward. Your brain registers the avoidance as relief from threat. The ancient reward system stamps it as a good decision. Feel bad, avoid the thing, feel better. That's a loop the brain is very good at running. It ran a version of that loop for 200,000 years. It has no idea the thing you're avoiding is an email. So what actually works? Not motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings come and go. Waiting to feel motivated to do the hard thing is like waiting to feel like going to the dentist. It doesn't happen. What the research actually points to is reducing the emotional threat the task creates, not pushing through it with willpower. Psychologist Kristen Neff at the University of Texas has shown that self-compassion, not self-criticism, is what actually helps people re-engage with avoided tasks. The voice that calls you lazy makes the task feel more threatening, which makes you more likely to avoid it. The voice that says, "This is hard and that's okay," actually lowers the emotional barrier and makes starting possible. The 2-minute rule, breaking the task into the smallest possible first step, changing your environment so the cue for the task is the first thing you see. None of this is weakness. All of it is working with the brain you actually have, in the world it was actually built for, instead of fighting it with shame and willpower and calling yourself broken when it doesn't work. Tonight, when you have the thing you need to do and your brain steers you toward literally anything else, you'll know what's happening. An ancient avoidance system doing its job, a brain that cannot tell the difference between a predator in the grass and a difficult email. Not laziness, not weakness. 200,000 years of survival software running in a world that moves so fast it left your brain somewhere back on the savannah, staring at the to-do list it was never built to read. If this felt uncomfortably relatable, drop a comment below. What's the thing you keep putting off? We read every single one. If this shifted something, hit like. It takes 1 second and it helps more people find this video. And if you want to keep going deeper into why humans do the weird things we do, subscribe to the Caveman Brain and turn on notifications. We've got a lot more strange and fascinating stuff coming, and you won't want to miss it. We'll see you there.